just popping in here to say, after you have watched this reaction video to Chk Chk Boom, please watch my review of BST Hyde Park. Obviously Stray Kids headlined. I went. I had a media pass, so having your support on views and everything on this review means a lot on helping me get things like that in future, so I can bring you more content and reviews of these kind of events. So yeah, see you over there. Hi, welcome back to my cup of TV with Jenny,
JD,
Hey, Kat.
So, Stray Kids come back. It's come around really quickly, hasn't it?
Yeah.
well, it's hard to think where they fit it in because they're so busy.
I think it's because we had the build up to Hyde Park, and maybe that was the focus in my head, and so then it was like, oh, and comeback is now. Yeah, so new album is called 8, but ATE, but 8.
And that's a flex in and of itself. When you say someone ate, it means they ate that up. They
I think
did that.
because there are 8 members as well.
Yeah, good play on words.
The tour is called Dominate.
Oh, hello.
I know, right? And this title track is Chk Chk Boom.
All I know is that it has something to do with Deadpool. I think if it's on the soundtrack.
It's not. They have got a song on the soundtrack, an original song,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not this one.
Okay.
But I do know that they have a cameo in the video. That's what I've seen online. I was trying to avoid spoilers. Can only avoid so much.
That's it, yeah.
So please remember to like, comment and subscribe. In the comments, tell us who is your Stray Kids bias. We haven't had an update for a while from people. And what do you think of Chk Chk Boom? Bias update?
Han and Lino. Han is number 1 and Lino's number 2. Sorry, Lino. But...
3 Ratcha, but Changbin isn't alt.
Oh.
Changbin is everything. Kat?
Felix and Han.
We're going to end up with another group bias in Han.
He's just lovely. And do we know what Erin's is? I mean,
Do we know? Erin's obsessed with Chan.
She nearly melted at Hyde Park. Yeah, literally. So when he came out and he was wearing the vest with the thing on his arm, she nearly melted. The wife beater vest.
I believe, because say with Erin, like Chan is like her alt of alts, like Chan is.
Yeah.
Chan is Chan, yeah.
It's recommended to stay home.
Why didn't you mention it?
What the hell's going on? What? So,
I was in there for 30 minutes. What? No.
no.
The one thing. A toilet? Yes. A sick note. Toilet paper. Good evening. And thank you for watching CCTV News. I'm Ryan Williams. And we have breaking
Purple. I like the way he's using his voice there. Oh! That's rude!
Oh, wow.
Oh my god! Their faces. Oh, bucket hat!
You hear those rolling R's?
Oh, sing it! Oh, damn. God's face. I'm really hot.
It is really hot. can't be over already.
My eyes are watering.
That's it for us tonight at
I'm
CCTV
leaking.
News. Join us next. How long have you guys been sitting there?
For a while. It's pretty common.
Yeah. Right. Any chance that you're, you know, looking for an older, less agile member?
No.
Great. Yeah. And then,
It's really hot in here, isn't it?
I'm literally sweating and my eyes are leaking. My palms are so sweaty.
You know that Ryan Reynolds didn't get permission from Marvel to do that.
Really?
It's like he was so there's an interview with him, Felix and Chan, and he's like, I didn't actually tell Marvel I was doing this, so I'm not really sure what's gonna happen.
You can see him though. Ryan Reynolds is an actor that will go
Yeah.
rogue. He's a bit, and that's why people like him because
I love Ryan Reynolds. I find him so funny.
Yeah.
That I just gonna say that is an immediate top song for me.
That's
It's
so
a
good.
great
That
song.
beat is so
Yeah.
dirty.
So
I
good.
love that.
And do you know what? I'm used to Stray Kids coming out with a title track that is, I would say, in your face music.
No,
That's not.
so
It's
swaggy.
sexy.
It's so swaggy.
yeah.
It's got like.
It's got a Latin vibe.
It's got
in there.
It's
Yeah.
almost like Latina mixes a bit of hip hop, bit of R&B. Like
There was
whoa.
some Spanish in there, wasn't
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
I was didn't read a lyric. I
I-
was gonna try, and I was just visually taken
I was
in.
trying.
Oh.
The only lyric I remember was Chan says something about
We got
wanting
hit
that
like-
ride. He said wanting that ride. You want that
He
ride?
he's
And I
filling
was
out
like,
the truck because
he's
you want
gonna
that ride. Yes, I do.
I'm gonna hit us like a
he's-
truck or something.
want
I
it.
was like,
I mean,
okay,
he's speaking my language.
yeah, I'm alright with it.
wow.
I'm going to start where I always end up starting. It just happens. My Changbini. Yes.
hair.
Not just the purple hair,
Props to
but when he
him.
had the bucket hat on, yes, give him a part with where he's at the front and centre for the
Yeah.
dance. Yes.
Yeah.
My man's got moves.
Yeah.
The hip work.
Everything about that for each member that was
Yeah.
so sassy, and so everyone that
Yeah.
had their bit at the front, and I felt like everyone did get a bit where they were at the front, or that they. Again, we say it with like lots of members, but I felt like everyone got highlighted really well.
Yeah.
And and I don't know if it's just the technology of that fucking 5K HD crisp filming cinematography. Everyone just looked so fine.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Han was cocky.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
cocky.
Oh, and also there was there's elements in this of almost like, I want to say like sassy, expensive goth.
Yeah.
Because like Lino with like the black but with the holes in it, Han.
He had like a choker as
And,
well.
and it was
didn't he?
grungy, but
Yeah.
it was expensive grunge, and I was like, yes, this is what I need.
Oh, when Hyunjin came through in the red with the sunglasses, the little
The pops
wow.
of red again. That's dangerous. It's
Yeah.
sexy. It's Lino had a red biker jacket on at one point, and I was just like, yeah, wow, very very predominantly black and red, but there were pops of. Like Felix's skirt thing was like white,
He had that
and
tartan
then
as well at one point.
and Sungmin's socks or boots were blue.
They would look like cowboy boots. Sort of black at the bottom
and he had his
then
knees
blue.
out. I was like, Sungmin's got his knees out.
Felix. Now, if I hadn't recently seen him in person, I'd be like, "This is not real. Someone drew him."
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I did at one point. I looked over to see Kat's face. She was like,
That hair colour. I mean, he was blonde at the weekend, but they looked more of a grey, wasn't it?
Yeah, more silvery, but that would have come out and left the blonde.
Yeah.
At one point, was it Felix that? And I'd be happy to watch it again.
I would have to
Was there one point Felix came in and he had long hair
Yes.
under a beanie?
Yeah.
That's going into like almost like Legolas land.
Like he had his thunderous.
Erin's gone shit, like, because she's like the long hair of the Legolas, like, yeah, sexy elf.
Yet again, there's no like, watch me do this and it's gonna get sexy. He just comes in like, boom, I'm sexy.
There's no chilling him.
No.
Like, it's quite dangerous. And everyone's again. It's the style of the song has quite a lot of the layers, the noises. There's quite a lot of production on the voices and effects and but everyone sounded great. Changbin, I feel like he was using his voice slightly different than I've ever heard it before. It didn't sound like his normal tone. He'd used it a slightly different way, and it sounded really good.
Changbin is a man of many talents. And the rolling R's, all of those, that's sexy.
Yeah. But the choreo was really interesting, where for a lot of it they were like pyramids and again focus on the person there, but then the others, and again I want 8 sets of eyes so I can look at everyone. But then along the street it was like when Han or whomever was in the centre at different times and they were all around it, and it was just, some of them were, the playing with the levels was so cool because some of them were like along the floor. It was just really, really good. I
so
really
much
liked
hands
the
up in
choreo.
the Chk Chk Boom or the gun reference.
Really liked the choreo. But it's funny because when you think of like so the Chk Chk Boom, they made references to it being like a bullet, whether that's a shot to your heart or the rebellion that they're trying to inject into people or what that was, by taking over the world. But it wasn't, as you were saying, like it wasn't aggressive. It was sassy. It was sexy.
Swaggy,
it was Pied Pipery. It was, we're gonna, snake charmer you. You know what I mean? Whereas you'd think a song that would have an emphasis on like a gun and a bullet would be a bit more in your face.
It
or
gave
aggressive,
me more
and
of
it
a
wasn't.
feeling of, instead of blowing up your way in, they're almost walking through, brushing everything aside. That kind of takeover.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I would need to watch it again. I cannot take in.
No.
Yeah, and that is the sign for me personally, and it's like when it's finished and you don't know what you're doing with the buttons, it's a sign of a good attack when you're like, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
What's my name?
I'm trying to grasp at things to talk about and I can't.
Like, I know it was all so good.
On the subject of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, I like that they got them to do a proper thing. You know, as a proper
like a
part of the
speaking bit.
video. It wasn't just they filmed something somewhere that they stuck in. It's like a...
Yeah, I still don't quite understand why they had Wolverine, Hugh Jackman doing the weather.
Yeah.
Well, they also do have a film together at the moment.
They
don't
do, yeah, and I haven't seen it yet, so maybe it's connected to that if they're in a newsroom or something. But either way, it's fun.
Yeah.
Really fun video. And the irony as well is, did this drop, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday we also had a... it was not a cyber attack, but there was a worldwide IT outage.
Yeah.
And that's what they had in the video. So I was like, it was Stray Kids!
They did it.
They did! But it did affect all of the news broadcasters.
Stray Kids
It was
everywhere,
Stray
all
Kids!
around the world.
Stray Kids! And because it said some people were getting what they call the blue screen of death, and there was a blue screen on that was like Stray Kids. So I'm just like, this is very, very convenient.
Always knew Lino was a super villain.
Yeah. That's what they look like. They look like super villains that are like, we're too expensive for you and you can't resist us. So, but even just that song alone, that for me is an instant top up there. Really, really like it.
But I can hear, maybe it's because it's the only line I can remember, the production on Chan to make it sound more white vocal fry when he was saying about that right.
Yeah.
So all I can hear is, you want that right?
That was at that point him and Felix on the top of again, so expensive, we're just on the top of our building. It was, you know what I mean, it was expensive vibes. And a lot of stark contrast. Now you could say this arguably, but there are, when you see in K-pop they do the softer songs with the pastels and things like that, which arguably is not really Stray Kids style, but we have seen it in some of their like Blueprint. In the softness. They can do the soft. This video, they very, very much brought out these contrast, the stark difference between the icy pale, gorgeous skin and the dark hair colours and all the dark clothing and everything. So it was really, it gives that element of dangerous. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, let's watch it again.
yeah.
Recommended to stay at home.
Why didn't you mention this in the film?
What the hell's going on?
It's weather TV.
So,
I was in there for 30 minutes. What? No.
no.
The one thing. A toilet? Yes. A sick note. Toilet paper.
You read at the bottom, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you.
And this is literally what happened yesterday.
세계적 전도 전해질 빠른 계획도 하정없이 완벽한 판도에서 중전의 플랜대로 keep on But this life is regular 승리를 너무 과식했지 배불러 산책도 할게 뭐 느낌에 둘러 우리는 주로 나머지 전부 Neil Armstrong 안 되는 것도 없이 I do it 저 불알만 trigger I got that I'm a pop 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 take a shot take it down
That Sungmin.
Feeling like my truck, yeah, you want that ride
Ooh.
It's your electric truck, I'ma make you fly
Oh, hot face! We're 0.25 speed.
Yeah. That is so fun. I end up with sunglasses.
That was cool with the break. Sungmin! That's cool.
Like a rat-tat-tat-tat.
And very
That
good
bit.
in that suit.
Is that Changmin's long jacket? You see it?
Yeah.
That's so nice.
I feel like it needs to keep going for another
I
chorus.
know. Oh, I've listened to that for so
That's
long.
it for us tonight at CCB News. Join us next. How long have you guys been sitting there? For a while. Yeah.
And they look so unamused, so unimpressed that it's Ryan Reynolds.
Looking for an older, less agile member? No.
The judgment on all their faces, they're like, no. Yeah,
Such a cool song.
love it.
So
Absolutely love it. And I love the choreo. Oh, we should get that in concert next year. Sorry.
There were moments of that choreo that reminded me of Thunderous.
Mm.
Just I feel like there's a lot of arm work up at this level, isn't there,
Yeah.
for Thunderous?
And also, you know the bit when they're in like New York at the cross streets and
Yeah.
Felix is at the front and then he's almost wearing a drape skirt over like his jeans or his
Yeah.
shirt. That's almost, I know it's clearly not a hanbok, but it gives that silhouette of like what he was
Yeah.
wearing in Thunderous. So there's those little elements there that you're like, oh yeah. So you can see, I
Yeah.
can see where your mind went there.
I need to see more of Changbin in his floaty.
I literally want to watch that at 0.25
Yeah, I
speed
know.
so that I can watch everyone.
Yeah.
Because
Facial expressions.
again,
you
this is
catch.
why they're so dangerous. The same as what you say to you about BTS as well. Is like you want to watch every member because even
Yeah.
when they're not at the center, they are performing. They
Yeah.
are owning it, and that is what is so powerful and overwhelming as like a group. And that's what makes that performance. And you're just like, oh my god.
As I said, when Changbin's there in his bucket hat, and it's hard to look past him because he's perfection. I just glanced up, and Ian is there with sunglasses behind him.
Yeah.
Like, normally I'd say no to sunglasses indoors, but for you, Ian, it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. And some of the facial expressions when they're doing that choreo, they're just. I can't even explain it.
Just the aura of Hyunjin is.
I love
I
that.
can't even describe it.
Yeah, in the red cardigan
Yeah.
with the glasses, he looks so good. He's almost, that gives me vibes of very, very expensive millionaire villain,
Yeah.
super villain like taking over. Yeah,
Then it did seem from that they were taking over with art, weren't they?
yeah.
So like explosions of colour
Yeah.
and the artwork in the streets.
Yeah, and doing things that people have never done before, because I liked Changmin's play on word about I'm strong and Armstrong, and then Neil
Yeah.
Armstrong in the background with the on the moon.
But you're right though, that bit was different, the way he was.
His voice
doing
is
it.
different, right?
Do you know
He's
what?
using it.
Do you know what I felt from it? I'd have to look at what, the lyrics of what he said to see if there's a connection. But there was almost a hint of Agyo Changbin voice, the way he was using it.
It felt like a slightly different placement. There's the sound that
Do you know
was
what I mean?
getting,
Which makes me
but-
think it's deliberate for what he's saying.
Could be, yeah.
Because the way you say something completely changes the meaning of it.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I liked it. Whatever he did, I liked it. In the fact that, again, when they change up their voice different, you know, for different songs, you're just like, oh, this is an extra layer to your instrument. This is really cool.
I was saying we're used to that kind of punchy, fast, powerful rapping from him. So
yeah. And I heard the bit, I paid attention a bit more to what you said about Chan's vocal fry. I don't think that was production.
No,
I just think that was his voice. Because he doesn't, if you think about it, he doesn't necessarily do that and then stay there. So it's just the fact that it's sustained. And you're like, oh, this is vocal fry. I don't usually hear that from him. So yeah, I don't actually think that was production. I think that was just him using his vocal fry. But it was very good. It was...
You've taken me back there. Now I can't remember nothing else.
Yeah. It was...
Because they didn't do it. They didn't do it on Sungmin's.
No.
He did the same lines.
So you know how you say sometimes we're not taking women's rights back 50 years, but you're like, I like it when I want them to look at me like I'm a piece of shit. That's literally what he was doing.
That's probably why I can't move on.
That's what he was doing, and the way he was talking in that tone, it was so domineering, but almost playfully arrogant and kind of. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm leading you.
Yeah.
And it was confident and but that look on his face was so maybe that's why. It's so different to
the Chan
to the Channy to the Chris that we have on the stage. It's
which is what makes
running around like a
I mean, you say it for all of them, but it's what makes him so dangerous.
The duality
is
and
that
all of them,
everything you could ever possibly want in someone, he has.
Yeah.
Worried for my brother that lives with me, because I know that when that's on, I'm just gonna be shaking my butt around the house.
Oh, that is
can't not. It's a hip.
That is a
hip
sassy
one.
song. Yeah. So there's not... Sometimes when we watch... And also just that cinematography, the effects, that video is awesome.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And when they were doing the Chk Chk Boom, and there were like these puffs of colourful smoke.
That's what I mean. It's like they're putting like their art all over.
Yeah, like the paint, they're spreading it. There are some of the videos or the MVs that I'm like, oh, I really want to watch that again. But I kind of, by the time I go home, I tend to forget about it, or I see bits and pieces along the way. That is one that I want to go home and literally watch again.
Yeah, I'm going to watch on repeat, and I'm going to be like, this time I'm watching. So
yes.
This time I'm watching.
Exactly. So I really like that. And that's not to diminish or take away and say that other videos don't do that for other people. I think it's just, this has instantly become a favourite for me.
And the song as well.
Yeah. So that's why. I'm excited to see him in concert.
Oh. Yeah, I need them dates. Mm-hmm. I was going to say so I can plan my life. I have no plans. People say, do you want to go on holiday next year? It's like, I need my tour dates for next year first. I'm sorry. I'm not going to Korea and then finding they're here while I'm there. That's not fair.
Yeah, can you imagine? Oh.
It's so...
Okay, well done.
Yes, amazing. Just when you think, like, with every comeback, you're like, they can't top that. They find a way of making something. I'm not going to say top because they're all great.
Yeah, but but that's what I used to think with, and
but they can come out with something that always hits, it's always fresh, always sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So that was our reaction. I say reaction, I don't feel like I really reacted, I was more stunned.
That was our side effects.
Yeah.
Recorded side effects to the delivery of that.
Yeah, to Stray Kids, Chk Chk Boom. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.